Top Notch family, and welcome back to my channel. I'm Dee Michelle with Top Notch Designs, and today we are going to be making a bucket hat. Now, I got this free pattern from Mood Fabrics, so you can go on Mood's website and get this free pattern and download it. And you will download the pattern, tape your pattern pieces together, and then cut them out. I cut out the large one, so here is the circle for the large. So you'll need this piece, you'll need this piece, and you'll need this piece here. You will cut out 2 of these, or well, 4 of these. I cut out 2 on the fold. So I just folded the pattern piece is exact same, so I folded it down the middle and put it on the fold, and I cut 2 of this piece. This is your outer piece. So I cut 2 of those. 1 of your circle piece. And then your side panel, I did the same thing. I have folded it on the fold and cut 2. You also want to cut 2 interfacing for both sides of this, the top of your hat and your brim. Now on your brim, you are going to cut, you're going to cut 4, because you're going to cut 2 of your fabric, 2 of your interfacing, and then you're going to cut 2 of your lining and 2 interfacing for the lining. We want a nice stiff brim. You'll cut 1 lining of your inside of your opposite color, and you'll cut 2 on the fold of the side panels as well. And we have all of our pieces. I already interfaced all the pieces that are going to be interfaced. So now your next step would be to lay these down right sides together like this. Whoops, wrong one. Right sides together. And you're going to sew here and here. So you're going to sew 1/2 inch seam allowance here, 1/2 inch seam allowance here. And that is for your brim. Next, you're going to take your side panel pieces and you're going to put right sides together, and you're going to do the same thing. 1/2 inch seam allowance, 1/2 inch seam allowance. Alrighty, so let's go ahead and go to the sewing machine so that we can get started on those. Okay, here we are. So now what we're going to do is we're going to take our pieces, and we're going to do this for the exterior ones as well as the lining. And we're just going to sew 1/2 inch seam allowance. On both sides. And we're going to do this on all of our pieces. So we're going to do that on our lining piece as well as our side panel pieces. other side of our brim. The line, basically the lining piece of the brim. All right, now we're going to take, let's just show you this. We're going to take our brim, and we're going to put them, let's see, we're going to take our side panels and our brim, and we'll go like this. So we're going to line up our seams on both sides. So here and here. So right sides together like this. And you can trim your seam down here. I'm not going to, but you can if you want to decrease the bulk of the hat. But we're just going to line up the seams here. And then we're going to pin it all the way around. Like so. So we'll pin this all the way around and then we'll show you what we're doing when we're done. Okay, we are back. And as you can see, we pinned our brim to our side panel all the way around on both the hat and the liner. So now we need to sew all the way around. So grab your machine, 1/2 inch seam allowance, and make sure your hat is out the way. You don't want to accidentally sew your hat together. So we're going to sew all the way around. Be careful. Make sure you take your pins out. You don't want to sew over your pins. We're just going to sew this all the way around. And then back stitch, trim, and so far this is what your hat should look like. Now, we're going to also do this for the lining. So we'll set that aside. And now we're going to do the same thing for the liner piece. And remember, we are doing this with a 1/2 inch seam allowance all the way around. And a back stitch and trim. All right. Now that we have that one finished also, we are now going to put our top on our hat. And to do that, we'll set this aside here. And we're going to do right sides together, so you can go under here and you're just going to pin it all the way around on the top. So, and you want to do this on both your hat and your liner. So I'm going to do this and then we'll come back. Okay, we are back and we got the top of our hat pinned all the way around, as you can see, as well as our lining we have pinned all the way around, as you can see. So now we're just going to go ahead and sew all the way around. So you want to lay it flat like this to keep everything out of the way, because you don't want to accidentally sew your hat. And then you're just going to sew a seam all the way around your hat. And once you're done, you're just going to back stitch and trim your threads. We're going to set that aside, and we're going to do the exact same thing for the liner. all done with that. Now we're gonna take our hat and we're gonna flip it right side out. And I like to take our point turner here and smooth out the edges all the way around your hat. And then we're going to take this hat, your liner. This one's going to stay inside out. You want to do right sides together. So this one is going to lay on top of this one like so. And you're going to line up your seams. So this seam is going to go with this one. And you're going to pin all the way around. But we're going to line up the seams first, and then you're going to make it fit everywhere else. So you're going to line your seams up like that. And then you're going to pin all the way around. Like so. Matching up all the raw edges. You're just going to pin it all the way around. We're just going to pin, pin, pin. Now, once you get to, you're not going to pin it fully closed because remember, we have to turn this. So what we're going to do is leave enough room to where your hand gets through. I would say about that much. So we're going to pin. And you're going to sew in between the pins. So right here, we're going to put a different clip here just so we know. So we're going to leave this space open and we're going to stitch all the way around the edge. So let's go ahead and do that. And we're going to just back stitch right at that area. And then we're going to turn this inside out. Okay. So we sewed all the way around the edge and we left just this edge open. Back stitched on both sides. Now what we're going to do is take our hand and we're going to pull it through and flip it right side out. You gotta kind of, we call this birthing. So we're going to birth the hat and push it right side out. And we're going to take our point turner we're going to smooth out all of our edges here. And then we'll go to the iron. Once we put everything through here, we're going to go to our iron and we're going to iron this seam nice and flat. So we'll do that and then we'll come back. Okay, now as you can see, we ironed this brim nice and flat so that it's nice, and then we've also folded over the edge here of that opening. So now what we need to do is first we're going to do several rows of stitching all the way around. First we need to measure how wide this is to determine how many rows we're going to do. And this is 3.5 inches. So we can do 1/2 inch row, 6 1/2 inch rows, all the way up to the edge. So the first thing we're going to do is do the edge one first because we want to close this seam. And I'm just going to clip it to make sure it stays closed and does not shift. We're going to set our machine to the widest stitch because this is pretty thick fabric. And we're just going to edge stitch all the way around. We're going to top stitch along the edge all the way around for the first row. Alright, so we got that first row done. As you can see on both sides, we stitched it all the way around. Now we're going to mark a 1/2 inch all the way around from where it was, and we're going to continue this, and we're going to sew all the way around a 1/2 inch seam all the way up the brim of the hat. So we're going to go ahead and do that and then we'll be back. Okay guys, we are done with our bucket hat. Here you have it, and as you can see, we stitched all the way around the brim to give it that professional look. And this one is actually reversible, so I can actually flip it to this side if I wanted to and make it like this. Alright, that is all for our tutorial today. Again, this is the Mood Pattern Bucket Hat. You can go on their website and download it for free. I made it in the large. And there you have it. Reversible bucket hat. Let's see. You can even flip it up, make it look like a rain hat. Let's see. If you wanted it to look like a rain hat, you can flip up like so. Thank you for watching. Leave any comments or questions below. And I hope you guys have a top-notch evening. Until next time, bye for now.